The judges thought they knew exactly what was coming, until this one voice stopped the room cold and changed everything. Why did the room suddenly feel so quiet, even before a single sound was made? No one could explain it, not the people sitting close to the stage. Not the ones watching from far back. Not even the person standing alone under the bright lights. The hall was large. Too large for one person to fill. Soft lights hung above like silent stars. The floor shined, smooth and cold. Cameras rested in every corner, waiting. At the center stood a young woman. Still, hands relaxed at her sides, breathing slow but deep. She did not look famous. She did not look confident. She looked like someone who had walked a long road just to reach this spot. People had already made quiet choices in their minds. Some thought, she looks nervous. Some thought, another dreamer. Some barely noticed her at all. She noticed everything. The way the air felt heavy. The way the seats seemed higher than usual. The way silence can be louder than noise. She remembered a smaller room from long ago. A room with weak lights. Old walls, a floor that creaked when you walked. That was where her voice first learned to breathe. She had not planned to sing back then. It happened by accident. The power had gone out one evening. No phones. No music, just shadows and quiet. Someone asked her to sing. Not because they expected much, but because silence felt too big. She sang softly, almost afraid. And something changed. Not the room. Not the world. Just her. From that night on, singing became a place to hide. A place to speak without words. A place where pain did not feel so sharp. Life did not become easy after that. Days were long. Money was tight. Dreams felt expensive. She worked simple jobs. Jobs that tired the body but left the mind wandering. Jobs where no one asked about dreams. At night, she sang again. Sometimes to the wall. Sometimes to the empty air. Sometimes to the memory of people who once believed. Her voice grew stronger. Not Lutheran, just truer. Still, doubt followed her. It whispered when she woke up. It sat with her when she ate alone. It asked questions she could not answer. Who do you think you are? Why would anyone listen? What if you fail? She learned to sing with those questions nearby. She learned not to answer them. Then came the chance, a message. Short, simple. An invitation to stand on a stage where dreams often break or rise. She read it more than once. Hands shaking. Heart racing. That night, sleep did not come easily. She imagined the lights, the faces, the silence before sound. She imagined walking away. In the morning, she packed a small bag. Nothing fancy. Just clothes. Just hope. The day of the audition felt unreal. The building was bigger than she expected. The air colder. The waiting area, full of quiet fear. People sat close, but felt far apart. Some practiced lines. Some stared at the floor. Some smiled too much. She listened. She heard voices warm with confidence. Voices trained. Voices bold. Her own voice stayed silent. She did not want to waste it. When her turn came, her legs felt light, like they did not fully belong to her. The walk to the stage felt longer than it was. Each step echoed. The lights grew brighter. The room wider. She stopped at the center. For a moment, she forgot how to breathe. Then she remembered all the rooms she had sung in before. The dark one. The empty one. The lonely one. This was just another room. But bigger. The judges sat across from her. Come. Unreadable. They had seen thousands before her. They would see thousands after. Sick knew that she also knew something else. This moment was hers. A voice spoke, asking her name. She answered quietly. Another question followed. Why she was here. She paused. The truth felt heavy. She spoke about singing being the only place she felt heard. About music holding her together when nothing else did. No long speech. No drama. Just honesty. The room listened, not closely. Not yet. One judge nodded politely, another smiled, but his eyes wandered. She did not blame them. She was used to being overlooked. The question came. What would she sing? She shared the song title. A soft reaction followed. Not excitement, not interest, just acceptance. She closed her eyes for a second. In that moment, the stage disappeared. She was back in that first dark room, back where her voice felt safe. The music began. Slow. Gentle. The first note waited. Her chest tightened. Time stretched. She could still stop. Still smile. Still walk away with dignity. But she didn't. She opened her mouth, and then nothing yet. Just breath. Just silence. The room leaned forward without knowing why. She held that breath longer than expected. It felt like standing at the edge of something deep. Then she sang. Not loud, not soft, honest. The sound moved slowly, like it was learning the room. Some heads lifted, some eyes widened. The voice did not rush. It told a story without explaining it. Pain sat inside the notes. Hope followed quietly behind. The judges stopped moving. One hand froze above the table. The audience forgot to breathe. She sang like she had nothing to prove, like she had already lost everything once, and survived. The lights no longer blinded her. The room no longer scared her. She was somewhere else now, somewhere only the song could take her. And just as the feeling reached its deepest point, the music paused. Her voice hung in the air, unfinished. The room stayed silent, waiting. Why did the silence feel heavier than the applause that was supposed to come? No one moved. No one spoke. The last note still hung in the air, thin and fragile, like it was afraid to fall. She stood in the center of the stage, her eyes still closed, her body frozen. Her heart beat fast. Too fast. For a moment, she wondered if she had made a mistake. Maybe the song was too slow. Maybe it was too quiet. Maybe the truth inside it made people uncomfortable. She opened her eyes slowly. The lights were still bright, but they did not hurt anymore. The faces in front of her looked different now. No one was bored. No one was distracted. They were still. The music behind her began again. Softer this time, like it was asking permission. She took a breath and sang once more. This time, her voice carried weight, not force weight. It moved across the room slowly, touching corners that had stayed quiet before. The sound did not rush. It trusted itself. Someone in the audience leaned forward. Another stopped recording and just watched. The judges did not blink. Her voice told a story without explaining it. A story of waiting, of being unseen, of learning to stay standing when no one notices. She did not act. She did not pretend. She simply sang the way she always had when no one was listening. Her voice shook slightly. Not from fear. From feeling. She remembered nights when singing was the only thing that made sense. When words failed her. When silence felt too loud. All of that poured into the song. The room felt smaller now. Closer. The walls no longer mattered. The song reached a quiet rise, not loud, just deep. Her voice filled the space like warm air. Slow. Steady. One judge's hand moved to their chest, another's eyes shined under the lights. She did not look at them. She stayed inside the song. The final part came gently. She did not hold back. She did not push. She let the sound leave her exactly as it was. The last note was soft, barely there. Then it ended. Silence returned. But this time it felt different. It felt like respect. Someone stood up. Then another. Clapping began slowly, unsure at first, then stronger, then louder. The sound filled the room, rising like a wave. She felt her throat tighten. Her hands trembled. She had imagined this moment many times, but never like this. She smiled without realizing it. Tears slipped down her face. The applause did not stop. The judges stood too. One of them shook their head, smiling in disbelief. Another wiped their eyes openly. When the clapping finally slowed, a judge leaned forward. They spoke calmly. They said her voice did not try to impress. It tried to connect. Another judge followed. They said it felt like listening to someone tell the truth for the first time. The last judge stayed quiet longer than the rest. Then they spoke. They said the room had changed when she started singing. That time felt slower. That everything else faded away. She nodded. She could not speak yet. Her chest felt full, heavy and light at the same time. The question came next. Was she ready for what came after this? She paused. She answered honestly. She said she had been ready for a long time. She just did not know it. The judges looked at each other. Then the decision came. One, yes. Then another. Tente last. 3 clear answers. The audience erupted. Cheers echoed off the walls. She laughed through tears, a small, broken laugh. She bowed her head, overwhelmed. As she walked off the stage, the lights dimmed behind her. The noise followed her down the hallway, then faded. The space outside felt quiet again. Narrow. Real. She leaned against the wall and closed her eyes. Her hands still shook. Someone nearby congratulated her. She smiled softly. Later, she stepped outside. The night air was cool. The city lights flickered like distant stars. She sat alone for a while. She thought about all the times she almost stopped singing. All the times doubt spoke louder than hope. Those moments still existed, but they no longer controlled her. She knew the road ahead would not be easy. She knew one moment could not change everything. But something had shifted. Her voice was no longer just hers. It had been heard. She stood by a window later that night. She hummed quietly. No stage. No lights. Used air. And for the first time, she did not feel invisible. She did not know what tomorrow would bring. She only knew one thing. She would keep singing.